Hello everyone, welcome to Mix Training, and today we're gonna talk about renderers. Alrighty, so a lot of people ask me to do these videos there. What is better, Redshift or Renderman? What is better, Redshift or Arnold, Mantra or whatever? So today I'm doing a video about renderers, but guess what? The title of this video is really misleading. We're not gonna compare renderers. I'm just gonna tell you about renderers and the experience I had with each of them, or the lack of experience. And then you can decide what's best for you, because that's what I do with these renderers. It's not like they are fighting really. They're not battling each other. They just want to exist. They were created because somebody needed a specific thing. So let's start with so all the renders we're gonna see today are Mantra, because we're focusing on Houdini specifically. Houdini and the ones that work with Houdini. And the ones that work with Houdini, starting with Mantra, works great. Renderman, Redshift, Arnold, V-Ray, and Octane renderer. By the end of this video, I will tell you which one is best for Houdini, but not what is best between them. So if you already feel cheated, you can just skip the video and don't watch it. But if you are interested about what I want to say about renders, what I have to say about renders, keep watching. Alrighty, so now I'm going to talk first of all about Mantra. And Mantra is the renderer that comes included with Houdini. A lot of people complain that Mantra is slow. Mantra is not slow. It might be slow for some things, but it's a really high quality renderer for big productions. It has rendered a lot of things. A lot of amazing movies are being, or part of movies have been done with Mantra and continue to be done in Mantra. So that's the first point for it. Now my window went away. I don't know where I am anymore. Here I am. Okay. That's the first point for Mantra. And the second point is it's free. It comes with Houdini. If you already have a Houdini license, you have Mantra. And actually you have like 5 Mantra licenses, I think. I'm not sure if Indie gives you 3 or 5, but yeah, you have at least 3 of them with your license. So, which is great. If you already have it, it's included with Houdini, supports everything that Houdini does, which is great. So it's super solid for large scale productions. It's been tested for years and years. So Mantra is actually really well, really good renderer for everything you want to do, basically. And here is the page for side effects. Now the other one, let's go for Renderman. The next one is Renderman, and most of us, let me just hide that. We all know Renderman. Renderman has been doing a lot of movies as well. It's really old. Mantra and Renderman are similar in technology. They kind of follow this same kind of philosophy of making a file that it's then like a series of, let's say, like a render scene. Let's call it that. It's like a file that you can actually prepare, and that is what you render, basically. Renderman try to do that as standard with the RIB or RIB files. It's a whole thing there. They want it to be like the EPS of rendering. If you know EPS, it's used for printing all over the place. So yeah, Renderman, it's also really old, so it's been tested with a lot of movies, not just not just cartoony movies, with effects movies as well. A lot of studios use them for that. So it's really an amazing renderer. I really like it. The implementation in Houdini is not the best right now. The next version of it, it's promising a lot more really cool stuff. I actually am on the beta for that, and it's looking really cool. That's all I can say. But it's you can actually see some of the beta in this trailer here. You can see it is there actually. That thing right there, as I was mentioning, this is part of the beta. You can see it here, like running real time in inside Houdini. There you can see it's playing and it's rendering at the same time. That is really awesome stuff. So Renderman, again, really solid renderer. It's amazing. Everything you throw at it, it just chops it up and makes a nice picture of it. All right, so I guess the new key on the block, it's maybe Redshift, right? So let's go to Redshift and let's see the page here. So Redshift, a lot of people are talking about Redshift. A lot of people are using Redshift, and it's great. You can see all these things that are being done with Redshift. I think the most recognized thing is that Blizzard is doing all these short movies they do for the game, for their Overwatch game. They do it all in Redshift, which is great. They look amazing. It's really amazing. Of course, the attractive part of Redshift is that it's really fast on the UPU. Uses the UPU. Mantra and Renderman right now are both just CPU. Renderman has been shown GPU technology they are developing, but it's not ready yet. We don't have access to it yet. So yeah, Redshift it's been I guess the new kid in the block that it's taking a lot of people. A lot of people are actually going through now to Redshift, moving to Redshift now, and that's my tutorial right there. Look at that. So yeah, there's a lot of talk about Redshift. You can see some of the companies that are using Redshift here. These are just some because it's being used a lot. One of the things that I love Redshift, I use Redshift, I own Redshift. I have paid for a license of Redshift, and one of the things is that I can get really good volume renderings. That's I think that's the Achilles heel of it right now. Volumes it's not the best, but it does some things with volumes really quickly. So if you can live with not really realistic volumes yet, you can just use Redshift for everything. If you're not rendering volumes or stuff like that, smoke, things like that, in a really realistic environment of effects environment, maybe you can just go for Redshift and do everything there, because rendering everything else in Redshift is just stupidly fast, like glass, water, all that stuff that you are afraid of rendering in other things. in Redshift, you just render those like nothing, which is amazing. Global illumination, I have global illumination always on in Redshift, which is great. So I guess the other one that it's newer, which is it's Arnold. Arnold, it's amazing as well. Arnold has been used in a lot of movies. You can see they had an Academy Award for the technology they did for Arnold, which is amazing. Speaks bigly or greatly about the amazing technology they've been doing. Yeah, Marcos Fajardo, it's amazing. I think he kind of revolutionized a little bit how you see rendering, because he made the render settings a lot more friendly. It's really fast to just set parameters in the renderer for Arnold. It's just a few sliders and then you're set. And it also is like, it's always global illumination on. That thing with Arnold is you just have to get rid of noise because everything else is basically done. Or at least that's the philosophy with Arnold, which is, it's really cool actually. It's really amazing what Arnold has done. You can see these amazing renders. I think it's getting used a lot in movies, and especially with characters like doing skin and stuff. It's becoming like a standard a little bit. You can see there's a lot of character work being done with Arnold, and I've used Arnold a lot. I've used it even before it was out for Houdini. I did the only Arnold introduction for Houdini training. So yeah, you can see it's been used a lot in movies. It's really nice. It's really fast as well. It's CPU. They've been showing us GPU technology that we have no access to it yet as well. So and we are not sure when that's gonna come. So we're still waiting if they're gonna give us that GPU ever. All right, so the other one, it's V-Ray. V-Ray for Houdini. It is in beta right now. I think it's up to beta 3. Recently I received the email for beta 3, I think. Still not out. I am on the beta. I have used it a little bit. Some of the things that I want to do were crashing for me. So it's still really beta. It is kind of good. It has a good integration. Oh, I didn't mention that about Arnold, but Arnold has an amazing integration into Houdini. It's really well integrated, attributes, all that stuff you can control with Houdini. The volumes part it's really well integrated as well. So yeah, it is really well integrated. V-Ray, I haven't used it that much. I'm not a V-Ray user from other applications. I have tried it for a few things, but I haven't been able to use it much. But yeah, you can see they are actually integrating it more and more into Houdini, which is great. They're promising all this stuff, which is great. Particles, hair, volume rendering, etc. So yeah, if you are a user of V-Ray or you have that in your pipeline, you might be able to just get it to work with Houdini really soon, or even if you are in the beta, you might be able to just use it right now. The other one, also V-Ray, is it's CPU and GPU, and you can actually combine the two. You can render with both at the same time, which is that's the attractive thing for me with V-Ray, because I have a really nice GPU computer with CPU computer with 2 GPUs on it. So if I can leverage all that stuff, that'll be great for me. The other one, it's Octane, which is let's go to the let's see the renderer here. Octane renderer, which is only GPU renderer. A lot of people like Octane. I haven't really used it, and I don't plan on using it because it has this really bad thing that it just if your GPU is failed, then you just you can't render. They just now in this version implemented this auto core technology, which is something that Redshift has had from the beginning. So basically, you never fill really your GPU memory. The Redshift kind of makes some traffic management, let's call it there. So it doesn't send everything to the GPU at once, and then GPU fails to render if it's full. It just sends chunks of it, whatever is needed. Whatever is needed, it sends to the GPU, and then it renders that. So it really manages really well that. So maybe now Octane, it's gonna be better for that because it has that now. Also, it is not really well integrated into Houdini. I think that they just made attributes available in this latest version, and I don't think that's even the final version. I don't know. I have actually never used Octane for anything. I just tried it. I tried the trial of it, and it was like, yeah, I didn't really like the workflow. But if you love Octane from another app, maybe Cinema, you maybe use this in Houdini and be happy with it. Again, it's just GPU, and it's not the greatest integration to my taste. All right, so just finally, let's talk about prices and what these renderers actually cost, because we're gonna have to pay for this, right? So the first one, Mantra, it's free. Mantra is free. Basically, if you already have Houdini, you already have Mantra. And like I said, you would have at least 3 licenses. With the FX license, I have 5. So if I want to batch render in 5 of my workstations, I can do that actually. So I can basically, Houdini comes with a mini render farm for you, 5 workstations. It's great for a small studio like me. So yeah, that's a good thing about Mantra. Renderman is $595 US per license, and includes Tractor, which Tractor is their render manager, basically, to do the batch licensing. I mean network rendering. Sorry. So $595 is the price for Renderman, which is actually really low. It's great. The Renderman used to be really expensive, and it's just really affordable right now. Redshift is $500 for the node lock license, basically your machine, and floating licenses is $600, but you have to buy 5 minimum. The great thing about Redshift is your license, you can just, like it says here, is transferable between machines. That means you go to open the license manager for Redshift, say deactivate my license, and then you can activate it in another machine as much times as you want. That's amazing, because if I'm working in New York or in another place, I can deactivate my license here, take it there, and maybe work in another computer if I'm there. I don't know. If I'm just doing it for myself, right? Or if I want to work here and then work on my laptop and deactivate the license, or one of my other computers, you can do that. It's really cool. For Arnold, the license has different things. The annual subscription is $615. So that's annual or per year. There is a monthly now subscription, which is $65, which is great. If you just want to have Arnold for rendering something this month, you can just do that and buy and pay $65, and that's all you need to do, this is really great actually. This monthly subscription, it's awesome. For B-Ray, I don't know, because Redshift, B-Ray for Houdini is not released, but I found the prices for Maya, which maybe will be the same kind of prices. So for Maya, this is for B-Ray for Maya. It's again, they have a monthly license, which is $80. Again, it's really cool. It's still really, you can just render for a month with it for $80. It's just like, dude, that's pretty cheap. And annually it's $470, which is, I think, is the cheaper of the licenses, which is great. Yeah, $30 cheaper than Redshift, and it gives you CPU and GPU, which, yeah, it's actually, I'm really considering B-Ray for all those reasons actually. And you can buy a perpetual license if you just want to own this thing, and you can just pay the $1,180 and just own that thing. Again, this is the prices for Maya. Not sure how much it's gonna cost for Houdini, but I imagine it's gonna be really close. I imagine, but I don't know. Okay, so now Octane. This is another thing that I don't like about Octane, how they manage licenses. Like, let's say you want to buy the plugin for Houdini, and you go like, okay, let's see, I want to buy the plugin. Okay, this is C plugins, and I want to buy it for Houdini, and it's $219, and you're saying like, whoa, that's pretty cheap. Wow. But then you go up here and it says here, this license requires the Octane shader, requires the Octane standalone license, and you're like, what? So I have to pay for the standalone version, and then I have to pay for the license for the plugin. And if you want to use it in Maya, you have to pay another $269 for the Maya version. And if you want to use it in I don't know, in Moto, there's another $239. If you want to use it in Nuke, there's another $269 for that. If you want to use it in, I don't know, in Lightwave, there's another $219 for that. If you want to use it in Cinema, there is another $269 for that. If you want to use it in Blender, there is another $189 for that. Which doesn't happen with Renderman or Redshift or Arnold, or I think V-Ray might have that. I'm not sure, but all of the other renderers just work for all things. Like Redshift works for Katana, for Maya, for Houdini, for whatever else they support. You just buy one license for all those stuff. They don't charge you for plugin, which is, it's great in my point of view. And if you want to buy, let's say, so you want to buy the bundle, which is actually here, you buy the bundle, and this, let's say it says here, this thing says that you can use all the plugins with this. So basically, if you buy this bundle for, let's say, let's combo for Houdini, it's $699. So that's what you have to pay for Octane plus the plugin for Houdini. You have to pay $700, and I'm not sure if this includes all the other plugins because it's still showing plugins here. I'm not sure. It's really confusing. So they say that there's a free version of Redshift. No, I mean, sorry, for Octane that has like 2 cores, something, I don't know. But yeah, that's something that I'm not really keen with Octane. Their licensing, it's pretty expensive actually. Compared to the other ones, even Renderman is not that expensive anymore. So overall, after all this talking, which one is the best for me? Well, I can say in my experience, the best overall for Houdini, the best render for Houdini, it's had to be Mantra. It's just what it is, man. Mantra is the best integrated. It works better with Houdini. It's just the best for Houdini because it's built for Houdini. That's it. And some people say it's really slow. Mantra is really slow. Well, it's not really that slow. I had an experience with a project recently that I tried rendering with a few renderers actually, because I was trying to find the best way for this project. It was expected to be really quickly, so I had to render a lot of smoke really fast. And of course I tried Mantra, and I was like, okay, it's not the best speed and whatever, but let's try something else. Arnold seems pretty fast. Let's try Arnold. Arnold didn't make it because it is really fast when you have simple stuff, but once you go through a point of production of really high end volumes, it starts to be slow as well. I'm not saying it was lower than Mantra, but it was as the same speed as Mantra. So I was like, okay, let's go to Redshift. Redshift is pretty fast. Maybe I can get some really fast volumes with Redshift. And it renders the volume really fast. It's not the best look for the volumes, but the start times for taking the information to the GPUs, they were extremely slow because we're talking about huge volumes, huge volumes with a lot of resolution, really huge. So although the rendering part is really fast, transferring the data to the GPU was really slow. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it, and I'm not getting the results I want. So I did try V-Ray, but at that time volumes had a little bit of an issue, so I couldn't use V-Ray for that. I didn't try Octane at all. And after all the testing I did, actually Mantra turned out to be the fastest of all of them. Actually, I did try Renderman as well. And Renderman, I think the connection they have right now between Renderman and Houdini is not optimized that well. The connection, I think it's done in Python, and it's really slow for bigger scenes right now. So that conversion time really takes a long time with huge scenes. Any kind of scene, not just volumes. If you have a lot of objects, or it's a really heavy scene, it takes quite a while to convert everything into Renderman. That's something that Arnold does really well. It converts everything to whatever Arnold uses really quickly. And Mantra does the same thing. It just converts everything really quickly. So after testing everything, Mantra was actually the best choice for the render of that project. It was the fastest, it was the best look, and it was free because I was going to pay for another render. I have a license for Renderman and Redshift. I don't have a license for Arnold, but I was actually thinking that Arnold was going to be the solution, and I was ready to pay for that at least for a month of it to render those that project that I had. So at the end of the day, Mantra just was the fastest. Go figure that. It's like, yeah, Mantra just render faster, transfer faster, everything would look better. It was like, well, Mantra won that. So the thing is, as I was saying, Mantra is the best integrated into Houdini. So again, it's all going to depend on all the things you're doing. If you're doing something really simple, let's say something really cartoony with no volumes and stuff like that, maybe Redshift's going to be the best one for you. It's going to render really quickly. If you're doing something really big, you're going to go for either Mantra or Renderman, because those guys support really heavy, enormous scenes and they just render them. Arnold as well, it's really good on that. But again, whenever you have something that is really big, as like a production scene, it's always going to take time because that thing has to be processed. It's just the nature of it. And V-Ray, I have to do more testing with V-Ray. I really want to like V-Ray, I guess. And Octane, I don't think I'm ever gonna use Octane. I don't know. If you guys work at Auto or something and want me to test it, send me a license or whatever and test it if you're interested in changing my mind. But as it is right now, I don't think I'm gonna do it. Alright, so this video got real long. It's almost 30 minutes now, so I'm gonna leave you guys go do your things and think about this. I give you the information, and hopefully that it's helpful for you, knowing what I think. And also, I don't use the same render for everything. I use Redshift for some things, I use Mantra for some things, I use Renderman for other things. And if I have to, I use Arnold for other things. If a client requires me to render their stuff on Arnold, I use Arnold. Yeah, I'm not married with whatever. It's just whatever works. Whatever works, use it. You have all the tools there available, and they are all really cheap. So So that's it. That's it, guys. I'll see you next video. Hope this video give you some light into what I think about renderers, and I will see you in the next one. All right, cheers, bye.